Welcome back to Talking Comics with Heroes and Villains. This lovely young man is Eric.
And this
And
lovely
I-
old man is Arnie. You like that? Burn! Just kidding.
Not really.
You're in better shape than I am anyway. You're like 50,000.
You look my
you're 20.
age.
It's true. It's true. I've got the sadness paunch, the thinning hair. My shoe has a hole in it. Arnie's making fun of me for like 30 minutes. And speaking of shoes with holes in
It's a
it,
charming hole on
the
your
Flash. That's a segue, right? That
Earth
works.
2.
Yeah!
Flash.
Earth 2. So, what is Earth 2?
What is that about? What's Earth 2?
Let me tell you, and I'm glad you asked, frankly. Earth 2, it's not the normal DC universe, it's another one. Off to the side.
So what's Earth
A different
1?
dimension. That's the common universe where everything else takes place.
That's
in.
where continuity's at.
Yeah, like the 50 other titles that aren't in Earth 2.
The 52.
There's 2 that are in Earth 2. There's World's Finest in this one. Yeah, so there's 2 books that are in like their own little world, and there's everything else is like one big giant continuity.
So there's 2 dimensions in the DC universe.
Yeah, right now.
And this is the second one.
And the first 6 issues of Justice League that came out, and the New 52 relaunch thing, the JLA defeated Darkseid.
Right.
But in this world, they died. Darkseid killed the heck out of them. They got super, super killed. And a new wave of heroes was like
Good
risen.
hustle, JLA.
Yeah, way to go,
Earth 2.
nerds. Yeah, so this new wave is taking over, and it's guys who aren't. It's Batman's dead, Superman's dead,
Robin's
Wonder Woman's dead. Robin and Power Girl left, and they're in World's Finest. They're in a different dimension.
It says in here that it's been 5 years since Batman and Robin's death, though.
Yeah, they don't know that Robin is alive still. Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah. Robin and Supergirl got kicked off into the Earth 1 dimension, and they go back and forth. They're called the World's Finest, and they have their own thing going on. They're not Power Girl and Huntress, so they're like alter egos.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty fun. It's Stargate style like dimension hopping. But this universe I like a lot more than the normal universe. Did you?
Yes and no.
Yeah, what do you like more? Let's go with that first.
I felt there was more action in the other story.
You're insane. This
Yeah,
one
in
has
Earth
apocalypse
1.
rats.
Yeah, but that was about it. That was about it.
This world is kind of post-apocalyptic in that the devil came and killed Superman, and now little monsters are still running around the world. Everything's kind of scary and tense. It's very like post-9/11 America, where like, oh god, what's gonna happen?
I did get that
Nowhere's
feeling.
safe.
I did get that feeling.
Yeah,
I did get that
and
feeling.
I like that tension.
But I was waiting for more action, I guess. And
Yeah.
all I got was apocalypse.
Did you read number 1?
Rats.
Number 1 of Earth 2?
No, I skipped.
That was all action, where like literally it was all
Everybody
a
got
war
messed
story,
up and
and
killed.
you watch everyone die. Every page a hero dies. So the critics were like, hey, that's too much action. It's number 2 to tone it down a little bit. It's more story. But yeah, it's been great so far.
But why is this important? Why is this issue important?
Earth 2?
Something really remarkable.
Well, the
happened in this
Flash
issue.
is called by Hermes to be
No,
the new
bigger
Flash.
than that. Bigger than that.
This stupid media nonsense hype about it. The character Alan
It's
Scott,
not stupid.
who is the Green Lantern, more importantly than anything else, he's a hero and he's awesome. And he's a media mogul in this universe. He's a super cool dude.
He's also the first Green Lantern in history.
Yeah, ever.
In real history.
Before John Stewart, before Hal Jordan,
Yeah.
before everybody.
Back
Yeah.
in the 40s.
So in this universe, he's a gay dude, which they don't make a big deal about in the story, which I
Right.
really enjoyed. His lover dies. Spoilers, and the way that every superhero's lover dies or parents die.
I thought that was cheap, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like it. There's a really sweet scene where he's like proposing to his lover, and he's like, I love you, and the world's amazing, and then like some stuff gets real, and he dies. And it's a
Yeah.
classic tragic hero origin, just like we've read throughout all of time,
Which
but
was
it's 2
cheap.
dudes.
Yeah.
So that's why it's interesting, I guess.
Because here DC had a chance to have a married, committed gay couple.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's kill half of it.
Well, the thing about superheroes is that they're never happy, or else they wouldn't be superheroes. They want to go change the world because the world doesn't make sense to them anymore. Something tragic happened, so they put on a costume and they go fix it.
Yeah, but why not just deny them like adoption rights? You know, like keep it
Aw,
real,
that's
like
mean.
like in the real world.
That's
What's more
mean.
sad than that. Instead, they go with a cliche and kill his lover.
Oh, well, it's not just, do you know the term tropes, genre tropes?
Yeah.
Where I think it's more of that than a cliche. I didn't see it coming because this is a brand new universe.
Oh, I
all the
totally
stories
did.
are new.
Once he pulled out his ring, once he pulled out the ring, I was like, oh.
Well, it's also cool.
Someone's not gonna make it.
It's cool that it was a ring because he's Green Lantern.
Yeah.
So that was pretty awesome. But yeah, it's just like Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker. It's pretty common. Every Batman girlfriend dies. It's like a Bond villain girl kind of thing.
Yeah, and we see how good those stories are.
Are you kidding me? Batman, Spider-Man, James Bond? Yeah, they're amazing. They're immortal legends. in
I
pop culture.
really thought, oh, DC's gonna take it because
Oh,
you
yeah.
know they timed this perfectly against
Yeah.
Marvel's gay wedding.
Yeah. Well, do you want to know why I thought that would never happen?
What's that?
DC Universe hates marriages in general. The Flash before
They're a
the,
little more Republican too.
before the reboot, the Flash was married, Superman was married, and then after the reboot, they're both not married anymore.
Right.
So they feel like young kids reading superhero comics can't relate to marriage really.
Right.
They can relate to dating and chasing people and chasing a boy or a girl, but like not
Adults can't relate to
to being
marriage.
committed. A lot of them can't.
About 51% of the American populace
Yeah.
can.
So it takes away a lot of the mass appeal. So they don't generally have marriages in DC superhero comics anymore.
But they have superpowers, so you be the judge. What's
yeah,
more real?
Well, I can relate to flying. I can't relate to being married to someone. That's preposterous.
Yeah, right.
Running fast in the speed of light. Yeah, but two dudes kissing. Weird.
Whoa. No, not kissing. Being in a committed relationship.
Oh, word. Yeah, well, yeah, I thought the issue was really good. I like the death because I like superhero stories in general,
Yeah.
and that kind of goes along with it. And I like that the whole issue isn't like the gay issue. It's an Earth 2 issue about the origin of several different
Yeah.
heroes, and it's just part of his story, which is how real life works.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I like that part. I like the way it was written.
James Robinson wrote it.
Yeah.
They did Starman.
Nicola Scott drew it, and her art is fantastic.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So-
Her Flash costume is like this futuristic Hermes kind of deal
Yeah.
that I'm super into. These characters I grew up with, and I'm very precious toward them.
Yeah.
And she just took it apart and redesigned it, and it looks amazing.
She modernized it.
Yeah,
very
I'm
well,
super
very
into it.
well.
I'm super
And,
into it.
You know, the best part was how he got his powers. I really like that.
Yeah.
That part is very well written.
It's not lightning hitting chemicals. It's completely
Right.
everything in this is completely new. All the relationships, characterizations, costumes, powers, where they got their powers.
Yeah.
It's all new. Everything else DC is doing is retelling stuff that we've read or seen before. This is a brand new story. It's amazing. I can't believe how cool it is.
Yeah, and essentially they did this to solve the problem of what happened to the JSA
Which
in the
is-
reboot. Because there's so many people that loved the JSA.
Which stands for the Justice Society of America.
Right.
And they were the Justice League from the 40s and 50s.
Right, the original superheroes. So
Yeah.
it was the older Superman, the older Green Lantern,
Yeah.
the older Flash, Jay Garrick. So
Yeah.
when the reboot
Mr.
came
Terrific
around,
and
yeah.
Ted Grant the Wildcats.
yeah,
and,
the Hourman. So
All the World War II guys, yeah.
when the reboot came around, those guys didn't get rebooted.
Because they're trying to modernize their world, and kids don't really want to read about World War II.
Right.
Like we have a war that's more relevant to us right now, and it's happening, or
Yeah.
like within our lifetimes.
So that's where this is where those heroes went. They're
Yeah.
all on Earth too.
And it's funny that they're not the first heroes; they're the second wave in the world.
Right.
So they're playing with that. Yeah, but their characterizations are true. They're still heroic. They're just not the same exact people, and I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I felt it was the same Jay Garrick, only in his younger years. So
Yeah.
I think he's gonna grow up to be that one that was, so loved and adored.
Well,
by
Jay
the
Garrick is
fans.
the Flash, and in this, he meets a god and is given his powers by
Yeah, he
the
meets
god
Hermes.
Yeah, the messenger of the gods.
Mercury, if you will.
Which is super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool.
And this is kind of the more diverse universe too. If you're not really used to feeling connected to comic book characters, I could
Yeah.
feel like you could find someone here. Like he's kind of a slacker character, which you don't get a lot of in DC.
Yeah.
He's more like a Marvel kind of like, I don't want this power, but I have to have it now because it's my responsibility.
Yeah.
And there's Mr. Terrific, who's a genius, kind of Batman level intellect, and he's a black dude, which is super cool, which there aren't many of in DC. There's Alan Scott is a businessman.
Yeah.
And kind of Tony Stark style. It's kind of like an Avengers book, you know?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah, I like that.
I found it ironic that it felt very Bush era totalitarian in this world.
Post 9/11 cracking
And
down.
this is where the gay people are.
Yeah. Well, we haven't seen these guys in the other universe. There could be an Earth 1 version where they're gay as well.
Right.
So far, just in here.
Yeah, well, I just thought it was ironic that it was in this Earth that DC decided to make that happen.
Yeah, that is
So,
interesting. Yeah. Yeah. It's not a point of contention, though. In this issue, like, they kiss openly in the
Yeah,
streets
yeah,
and
yeah.
no one says anything. No one makes a big deal about it, which is awesome.
Right.
Only the media, and I guess us right now playing into it, are making a big deal about it, which, is sort of frustrating. But the story's amazing. It's just a love story. It's like every other love story you read in comics. Yeah. It's super good. So I liked it. You liked it?
Yeah, I liked it for the most part. I'm just nitpicking, and there were things that I thought were kind of cliche.
Yeah.
Because I read, in the news and I heard about it,
Yeah.
what was going to happen. So I was thinking, oh yeah, DC's also, becoming this progressive publisher.
Yeah.
So I was disappointed where, they kill off his lover, and
Yeah, I don't
he's
really wanna
back
read
to
about-
being a single gay man.
People hanging out watching Gilmore Girls on the couch. I want to read about people going out and having adventures.
That's a huge stereotype. Like, you
I
just
know.
completely generalized and stereotyped gay people.
Oh, not gay people. People being married. I was bashing people being married. I don't think it's really exciting to have. I think it's more exciting to have like, oh my god, I can't believe my lover was killed. I'm gonna go murder these aliens. Like that's a more compelling story than like, hey, what do you want for dinner? Do you want to get
Well,
some?
why
tea
can't
or-"
they be married and
Because
he
I'm
still has
joking.
to save the world?
Because I'm telling a joke.
If freaking straight Superman can be married and
He
save
is
the
not
world-
anymore. They made him not married.
But he used to be for how many years?
Yeah, and they got rid of it. And this is the whole new DC wave of getting rid of that.
So in comics, gay people also can't be married.
Have you read Animal Man?
No.
That story is amazing, and it's about marriage, and that's really cool. And it's an adult book, and it's a guy who's a superhero, and his wife isn't. She's
Yeah.
an artist for children's books, and they're trying to relate on a level that's more like human. But his adventures are so like high off in the sky that she can't really like understand what's happening.
Plus he's vegan.
Yeah, and then they have two kids, and one is vegan and one isn't, and
Yeah.
like they're trying to deal with that. And it's a book about relationships, and DC has that, and it's amazingly good.
And nobody reads
Kids
it.
aren't reading that. Yeah, yeah, I like it. You should check it out. But yeah, this is more accessible. So if you want to marry Arnie, you should hit us up on Twitter. Just H&V Comics on Twitter, because Arnie wants to find his true love out there. And
Arnie's
then
not getting married.
And Facebook is Facebook. What is it? What is it? I forgot about it.
Heroes and Villains Tucson.
Yes, it's facebook.com/Heroes and Villains Tucson.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. I'm gonna say something clever.
That's all,
You
folks.
should propose to your girlfriend right now. That's what you should do. This whole thing should have been a clever way for you to
No,
get hitched finally.
That's not happening.
All right. Well, way to let America down.
Nobody watches.
Bye, everybody.